Welcome to Santoscity, Tecno Camon C9 Ramadan, and today this is the Who is Boss episode 4. We are on the road, guys. You can click the I button in the top left corner of this video. Anytime at all in this video, you check out our first 3 episodes from different phones, from different brands. Today we are talking about the Infinix Hot S against the Tecno Camon C9, probably the two most hotly anticipated devices of 2016. Stay tuned, we'll be right back competing these two behemoths head to head in a battle. We'll be right back after the intro. Stay tuned, guys. Okay, now I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time on this video like probably some of my Who is Bosses, and just list some unnecessary things out in a 15-minute long video. I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet, so I'm just going to list out the specs of these devices and do my experience using these devices. I'm going to say what I thought was good and what I thought was not good, and what Tecno should put and implement in their next Camon lineup, and also in the Infinix next hot whatever lineup they're going to call it next. So now let's list the specs out for the Tecno Camon C9 first. Of course, always in Santoscity, where we start from the display, it has a 5.5-inch IPS display. It has a full aluminum build, and also it comes in 3 colors, in gold, sandstone, black, which actually looks a lot like the OnePlus One, which I don't know, maybe it's only me. And in the processor side of things, you have 1.3 GHz 64-bit octa-core MediaTek 6753 chipset and a Mali T720 MP GPU. In the RAM side of things, you have 2 GB of RAM, 16 GB of internal storage, expandable to a whopping 128 gigs via SD card. And in the camera side of things, you have 30 megapixel both front and rear-facing camera with LED flash, of course, soft flash in the front, and a 83-degree wide-angle lens in the front, which is actually really good and it helps. And also in the other side of things, you have 4G LTE, you have dual micro SIM, you have in the OS side of things, you have Android 6.0 Marshmallow with HiOS version 1.0. And remember, I already talked about HiOS 1.0 in some of my other previous videos. And the battery side of things, you have a 3000 mAh battery, which is quite fair on paper, but in actual usage, well, quite short to see. And also, you have the iris scanner. Now, that's the basically specs of the Tecno Camon C9. Now, I'm going to let you know of the specs of the Infinix Hot S. C9 starting off with the display, it has a 5.2-inch Full HD display, which is actually the same with the Tecno Camon C9. You also have a full aluminum build, comes in different colors such as gold, black, blue, ash, pink. In the processor, you have a 1.3 GHz 64-bit octa-core MediaTek 6753 chipset with a Mali T720 GPU, the 2 GB of RAM and a 3 GB of RAM version, both coming with 16 GB and 32 GB of RAM respectively, and it also is expandable via SD card to 128 gigs. Now, a back camera of 30 megapixel with dual flash, and a front camera of 8 megapixels also with a soft flash with a 120-degree wide viewing angle. Battery up to 3000 mAh, and the security feature is actually a fingerprint scanner. Operating system side of things, you have Android 6.0 Marshmallow with the new SOS. With the new XOS, and I don't know why Infinix went away from XUI. I really enjoyed that, so XOS is kind of really good though. And the other side of things, you have a dual micro SIM and also a 4G LTE. Okay, now we are done with the specs of these devices, and you know Santoscity, this is not a place where we just come just to talk about the specs. You would have read about the specs of these devices in any website, or maybe even Santoscity's tech website. This is where we talk about our reactions with these devices after testing them for some hours. And here we go. The Tecno Camon C9 was great. It was a good device at that price. The Tecno Camon C9 actually it's actually great considering the rates, the current rates now. Is actually great. Let's say if this phone was released about 2 years ago, it would have been around the 30,000 naira mark, according to the difference in the range between now and then. So I think it's actually a solid device. A full HD screen, a great camera, both rear and front facing camera. It's actually good. The Infinix Hot S2 is actually a really good phone with a fingerprint sensor. Tecno, are you hearing this? That is a necessity now in your devices that cost over 50,000 naira, or from 50,000 naira mark. You really need that. Of course, there is a face print scanner, as iris scanner, as Tecno is trying to call it. It's actually a face print scanner, but who cares? No one uses that anyway, but most people use the fingerprint scanner. So Tecno would have actually added that in their device and probably forget about the iris scanner, or maybe even mix them both, just like the likes of the Samsung Galaxy Note 7. So both devices are actually really good. like they're both responsive, very good. But one of the places I noticed a bit of a difference is in the battery life. Both of these devices are using the same processor, but one is clocked higher and the other one is clocked lower. And what do you expect? Imagine overclocking a CPU in a laptop or in a desktop. It's going to actually take much battery, and it took its toll. The Tecno Camon C9 didn't last well as the Infinix Hot S. During the same testing, the Tecno Camon C9 actually gave up about an hour before the Infinix Hot S, so that's actually a really good deal there. And the performance in the 0.2 GHz that was gained by the Tecno was not what the battery that Tecno had to give. So in the camera part of things, both devices are actually really great. You are not really going to notice the difference much, but in the selfie, Tecno wins in that selfie game. The Tecno 30 megapixels is actually better than the Infinix 8 megapixels. So I think all of you are expecting that. So yes, but the back camera is actually really good. But Tecno Camon C9 is a bit better than the Infinix Hot S, but I don't really care about such margins. Probably a particular aspect that I don't usually talk in my video are sensors, especially now with virtual reality coming to the mainstream. I have the Google Cardboard, and the Tecno Phantom Z was actually my main VR device before I started using the Samsung Galaxy S6 as my main device, and also using it for VR because that 2K screen is actually really much better. But 1080p is actually kind of manageable. You can actually manage it in virtual reality. So we did test the Infinix Hot S with VR, but Tecno Camon C9 we tested wasn't working with VR. The app was not working. I don't know if it was maybe only the device we used, or I don't know what it was, but it actually wasn't. Please tell me if VR works in the Tecno Camon C9. Please make sure you say that in the comments below. But VR works perfectly with the Infinix Hot S. Okay, so now this is the moment for who is boss, the Tecno Camon C9 against the Infinix Hot S. Which of these devices will I use as a primary device and probably my only device? I'm going to give it to the Infinix Hot S. I remember someone gave me crap in my last video for saying this. Both devices are actually really good. I've said that they are really good. But when you're talking about the value, and also that fingerprint scanner, and also some other extra things such as the extra battery life in the Infinix Hot S, and also future upgradability. If I'm getting my Tecno Camon C9, is it going to be upgradable? I'm not sure. If I'm getting my Infinix Hot S, is it going to be upgradable? I'm a bit more sure. Tecno, you need to start upgrading your devices. But with everything overall, I'm going to have to give this one to the Infinix Hot S. Sorry, Tecno Camon C9, you're really fantastic devices, but if you're going to the shop, I'm just going to advise you, please get the Infinix Hot S. It's a bit cheaper. It's actually better in battery life, just a bit, but you're actually going to notice that. The Tecno Camon C9 beats it a bit in camera, probably, but you're not really going to notice the difference. And the fingerprint sensor, which is actually a necessity for devices now. So it was actually a really hard one to call, but the Tecno Camon C9 is just a bit lower. It's really in value and in everything to the Infinix Hot S. So actually that was a great battle between two devices. Congratulations to both Tecno and Infinix. These devices are actually really good. So yeah, keep up the good work, and I would like to see some NFC in your next device. Please NFC. Please NFC. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, probably think it was awesome. Think that Tecno and Infinix are doing great things in the mobile industry lately. Please do give this video a thumbs up. If you think maybe you like the concept of Santoscity, listen out the specs, and then telling you about our experience with these devices, also leave a thumbs up. If you maybe need to correct me in anything I said, maybe the processor or anything, the battery life, or maybe even VR, please let me know in the comment section below. Also, I'd like you guys to discuss whatever in the comment section below. Also, make sure to check out our website www.santoscitytech.tk. We're actually doing some works there, but it's kind of working out, but it's a bit slow, so you can probably check it out. But when we have it fully upgraded, I'm going to actually let you guys know. We also have a article of with the Tecno Phantom 6, or whatever it's called, have a QHD screen. I'll have that link in the video description. Subscribe if you're new. We actually enjoy our subscribers. They actually tune into our videos once we upload, so kudos to our subscribers. Support Santoscity just by subscribing to Santoscity. That easy. And until next time, it's Jeremiah Daniel signing out. Everybody fucking jump!